Hey guys, this is Indrich from Check This Nano project. Currently working for Caravelle with their RMIs, and I would like to show you first done things. Actually, the heading card is moving according to the flight simulator. According to the Xplane, and the setup will consist of, and will also tell you some technical things about what I'm using. So, complete set of 4 RMIs, 2 for VORs and 2 for ADEFs. Each of them has its own controlling board, which looks like this. It has 3 power supplies, 24, 5 and 12 volts, and a massive cooler was required because in operation like 10 minutes or 20 minutes it is as hot as about 16 degrees centigrade, so it was needed. We used a amphenol connectors and some guarded wires for the transmitters. One Arduino is controlling the whole thing, and one more Arduino micro is mounted here, and that only is generating 400 Hz signal, which is then transferred to these jack connectors, 3.5 inches jack connectors, and using a guarded cable it is connected into this board, and it has its own amplifier, and then the signal is going into the rod coils of these 2 needle receivers. Then there are two phase motors. One is for the card rotation and one is for the heading back rotation, because if you see the heading back here can be selected by each of the instruments, but as you set it on one instrument, the other 3 of them have the same bug too. So if you push, then this bug is no longer active, and it should go to the position where all the other instruments are. Same if you set a heading on autopilot, the bug automatically should come to the heading you selected. And that's the second motor, and these 2 motors, their position is reading by synchro transmitters, which sends the signal back into the analog inputs of the Arduino. You see the Arduino is it's better here. The Arduino is just not soldered, but it's stick into the board. There are 4 large H bridges, L298, and 2 small. One is for the flag, and one is for the needle number 1. The second is for the needle number 2. So all 4 of these boards are prepared. You see, I have 2 more here. That's for the other 2 instruments. And this is the first completed and also programmed. Something about the software. Sure, these transmitters are not perfectly precise. So for a programmed interface, comfort is not found. That's correct. So I can program an interface for all 4 of these for the heading card, for the heading back, for the needle 1, that's the single, and for the needle 2, that's the double. So we have the single and the double needles, which are currently both showing east, as there is no signal received. And on heading 0 or 360, you have an offset of the transmitter that should read at 91. Then you click the plus and you have 1 degree, so it should show 1 degree. And then you can adjust the offset of the transmitter so that it always stops at correct position when the Xplane is requesting the instrument to show 1 degree, and that's for all the 360 degrees, which is then written into a database table. And when you run the application, it reads the table, creates an array out of it, and then it uses the offsets, the corrected values, so that it knows what it should display. And the same is for the heading back, the same is for the 2 needles. So now I have all the 3 power connected. So if I connect the Arduino, it starts to lift. You see the flag disappears. It's now set in the Arduino sketch so that the power is set to 1. So I have to check out with Nils what he wants to use for the flag and for the power of the instrument. And so you may see that the heading back goes to north because that's the default setup. So if it still tends to go back to north. If I move it to, for example, 300 degrees, it will return back to north because that's the default position. You may also see the needles of the RMIs are shaking a little bit. That's the sign that they are powered and they are working. And the whole card is moving left, right, like half degrees over the north. And that's just the natural behavior of that instrument. Or maybe I can fine-tune it, but I think this is how it looks when it was in Caravelle before. If not, I can make some fine-tuning, but that's just software thing, and no adjustment to the hardware will need to be done. So this hardware is ready. I have to reserve cables here. I have to bind all these together yet, and also put this away and cover all the wires until the end of the arm funnel connector. And now let's see what happens with Xplane. So this Xplane is heading 330 here. So we'll run the application, the controller, that we use the same system for our designer, and you see the heading card is going slowly to the 330. And the heading back is still showing almost north. It doesn't have its data table or the offset table done. I mean the heading back, and it is relative to the heading card. So if you move the heading card, you also need to move recalculate the values of the transmitter of the heading back. That's a real problem. Okay, let's fly. The Xplane is paused. I pause the Xplane now, setting heading, for example, to fly the west, 270 degrees, and you see it follows the Xplane heading. I will read the values: 300 now, 290 now. So it works just like as expected. It will stop at west because the aircraft is now going to level flight, and we're flying west now. So it shows almost instantly what the Xplane is doing. Still a little shaking, like 1 degree left, right. But I think it's okay. And okay, let's turn much more to the left, right, to 120 degrees, and see it's when I say I will turn, the aircraft starts to turn, and the heading card is following, trying to keep the heading back on the north. And as you see, it's the relative position, so it may move, and sometimes it can even turn around. but okay, it's 160. You can see 150 now, 150 here, so it works like hell. And sometimes the bug do some stuff. Need to find out why it returns to, it now goes to south. I have to find out what's the error, but I just wanted to show you the working thing. And to show you that I can also work with Xplane and with all vintage instruments, and do things with them so that they are working. So that's a little update from the D9 here, which is behind me. But I'm working on the Caravelle RMIs, one working, 3R waiting there on the window. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.